After being in the marketing space for more than 22 years, I have watched hundreds of companies try to grow. Some businesses compound, some stagnate, and some just fail. And what I have observed is that it is never random. I believe there are six things or six elements that determine whether your growth works, stalls, or resets every quarter. I call it the signal framework. And if you understand these six elements, you will see why tactics fail and systems win. Let's break it down. This is what I see again and again. A company would hire a great marketer, they run campaigns, some work, some do not. But even when things work, they do not keep working. CAC or customer acquisition cost creeps up and conversion rates plateau. This makes growth harder to predict. So obviously, the marketers start trying new tactics. This means new channels, new agencies, and the cycle repeats. Most businesses think they have a tactics problem. They think about we need better creatives, we need more budget, we need a new channel. But I believe that tactics are not the issue. The core issue is that they are missing the underlying things that actually make growth compound. And when you do not understand these things, you are stuck in a loop. And you will be chasing results that reset every quarter. And that's what the signal framework solves. It's a framework for diagnosing why growth works, stalls, or fails, regardless of which industry you are in, your channel, or your stage. Let me walk you through it. Signal stands for six key elements, and every single growth problem maps to at least one of these elements. In the signal framework, S stands for systems. I want you to pause this video here and ask yourself this question. Is your growth built as a system, or is it just a collection of tactics? Let me show you what I mean. A tactic is a campaign, for example, a channel, a test. However, a system is a repeatable process that works without you. I see that most brands are running tactics. They have a great month and then they cannot replicate it because there is no system underneath it. There is no life cycle architecture or operating rhythm or even a playbook. When growth is built as a system, you know exactly what to do next. You can predict the outcomes and you can scale without chaos. But when you are just working with tactics, every quarter, every month feels like you're starting over again and again. That is why I say most businesses or brands do not have growth problems. They have system problems. The second letter is I, and I stands for intent. Are you solving the right problem for the right people at the right time? This is about market alignment. I'm talking about product market fit, message market fit, and even timing. You can execute perfectly, but if you're solving the wrong problem, or if you're solving it for the wrong people, or even at the wrong time, it does not matter. I see this constantly with demand creation versus demand capture. Some companies would dump budgets into awareness when no one is ready to buy. And other companies ignore awareness and wonder why their funnel is empty. Intent is about understanding where the market actually is and aligning your strategy to that reality. Traffic without intent is just noise, in my opinion. The third letter is G, and G stands for gears. Are your metrics aligned to your decisions, or are they just decoration? This is about decision metrics versus vanity metrics. I see that most dashboards or marketers are full of numbers that do not actually change what you do tomorrow. These are metrics such as impressions, clicks, and engagement rate. These metrics might feel good, but they do not tell you what to optimize, what to kill, and where to double down. The best marketers track metrics that are tied to decisions. I'm talking about metrics such as blended CAC, incrementality, contribution margin, payback period. These are the gears that actually move the machine, that actually move the needle in your business. I believe that if a metric does not change a decision, it is just noise. N, which is the fourth letter in Signal, stands for numbers. Does your unit economics actually work at scale? This is the layer most marketers ignore and it kills businesses. You can grow revenue fast. You can hit your customer acquisition cost targets by your channel. But if your contribution margin is broken or your payback period is, say, 18 months, you're in trouble. I have seen brands do $10 million in revenue and run out of cash because the numbers did not work. I believe that growth without viable unit economics is a death spiral. You cannot optimize your way out of this. The math has to work first. Remember, revenue is not the same as profitability. In the signal framework, A stands for advantage. What gets better over time without more spend? And this is about compounding assets. Most businesses are renting attention. Every dollar stops working the moment you stop spending. But the best businesses build advantages that compound. I'm talking about owned distribution, brand memory, network effects, and retention systems. These are the moats that make growth easier over time. If your CAC is rising every year, you probably do not have an advantage. You are just outbidding the market. I believe that growth without advantage resets every quarter. The last letter, which is the sixth letter in this framework, is L, and L stands for leadership. Can decisions be made fast and clearly? This is about execution velocity. You can have the right strategy, you can have the right system, and even the right metrics. But if your business cannot move fast, you will lose. Decision latency, misaligned incentives, and lack of focus, all these things kill growth. The best marketing and growth leaders design organizations that can execute quickly, learn fast, and stay focused. I believe that growth speed is a leadership skill. So that was the signal framework. 6 elements, 6 questions. But how do you use this framework? When growth stops or stagnates, most marketers would jump to tactics. They will think about testing more creatives or trying a new channel. But signal forces you to diagnose which element is broken first. Let me give you an example. Let's say your customer acquisition cost is rising and you assume it's a channel problem. But when you run the signal framework, you realize it's an advantage issue. You're renting attention. You have no owned distribution, no brand equity. So every year you are competing in the same auction and it gets more expensive. The solution is not better advertising or better ads. It's building a compounding asset. Here is another example. Let's say your conversion rate is stuck and you think it's a funnel problem. But again, using the signal framework, you will understand it might be a gears issue. Maybe you are tracking 20, 30, 40 metrics, but none of them tell you why people drop off or what to fix. More data is not going to solve this. You will need to focus on better metrics that are tied to decisions. Here is another example. Maybe you are scaling fast but burning cash, and you think it's a budget problem. Again, using the signal framework, you will understand it's a numbers issue. Maybe your contribution margin is negative and your payback period is too long. Again, more growth is not going to fix this. You will have to fix unit economics first. Do you see how this works? Signal framework does not give you tactics. It gives you a lens. It's a way to see what's actually broken so you can fix the right thing, not just the obvious thing. Over the next few weeks, I'm breaking down each letter of the signal framework in detail, one video per letter. How to build marketing as a system, not a collection of tactics. How to align intent so you're not wasting spend on the wrong audience. The metrics that actually matter, and how to build a decision dashboard. Unit Economics 101. How to know if your numbers work at scale. How to build compounding advantages that make growth easier over time. And how to design your organization for speed and clarity. Each video will go deep. Frameworks, examples, real breakdowns. If you're serious about understanding why growth works, not just what tactics to run, subscribe. It will also be sharing templates, assessments, and tools in my newsletter. I'll drop the link in the description. And if you want to diagnose which signal letter is broken in your growth engine right now, I have built a free assessment. It's like 4 to 5 minutes and you will get a personalized report that shows you exactly where to focus. I will again drop the link in the description below. Most growth problems are not tactical. These issues are related to system, intent, and advantage. And once you can see which element is broken, the solution becomes obvious. And that's what the signal framework does. It gives you the lens to see clearly so you can build growth that compounds, not growth that resets every quarter.